Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome back to the recap and breakdown. Today we are a little bit late, but we still are going to be taking a look at this past weekend's UFC card, which was Dvalishvili versus Sugar Sean O'Malley 2, which took place on June the 7th, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It was a pretty good card. It did have a lot of bangers on it. We did have a couple weird bouts when it came down to cancellations and injuries. It's a little bit unfortunate. We had a little bit, of a rougher schedule, but it is what it is. We are here. We're going to start with the early prelims and end with the main event. And let's just get down and dirty and get started. We're going to start off with the early prelim opener, which was Markel Medros versus Mark Choinski. Choinski didn't have a chance. Markel was just ahead the whole time. Markel was coming off of an illness that I did believe was going to play a major role into this. I really felt like Medros was maybe going to have a bit of a problem with the takedown defense, a little bit of a problem with the cardio late in the fight. And I thought maybe Mark Choinski was going to be able to, deal with it a little bit better. I thought maybe he'd be able to get a takedown, maybe get a submission. But again, he was on short notice. I did feel like Markel had the advantage in the striking. Mark was going to need a big takedown and something big to try and win the fight. Mark couldn't really get started. He got tagged a lot. He got his nose busted up. Markel stood on the outside, threw some nice kicks, threw some nice 1-2s, very stiff jab. Looked pretty good. Not the level of competition I'd hoped to see from Medros to fight. He did have a split decision with Austin Hubbard. I would have liked to see a little bit up in a step when it really came down to it, but it is what it is. Markel Medros still looked good. Mark Choinski, unfortunately, doesn't get his UFC debut with a win, but I'm sure he does have a contract at some point because he took it on short notice. I'm sure they gave him 2 or 3 fights, so I guess we'll see him soon. Hopefully not too soon, though, because he did take quite a bit of damage. He didn't look super, super good, so hopefully he goes back, watches the tape, sees what he did wrong, and maybe work on it a little bit more. Next on the prelims, we had Quillian Salkild versus Yanel Ashmuz. Very, very silly of me. I specifically said on the betting talk and I believe on the predictions and breakdowns that Quillian Salkild was going to get a decision victory over Yanel Ashmuz, and I go to bet it and I bet inside distance because I have something wrong with my head. Something is clearly rummaging around that is not on tight. It is very loose up there. Quillian Salkild looked insane. Looked absolutely devastating. Yanel couldn't get started. Anything he wanted to do was just immediately countered by Quillian doing the exact same thing, but just better. The range was a problem. The height's a problem. The takedown attempts from Quillian Salkild were absolutely beautiful. Spent a lot of time in the top position, just trying to work his way through. Couldn't get the finish, unfortunately. Did look really good against Yanel, though, and that's kind of saying a lot. Yanel Ashmuz isn't one of those guys who's just kind of pitter-patters. He did have a loss to Chris Duncan, but, that's a different level of competition. Took out Sam Patterson in the first round with very, very clean shots. He's a very good fighter, and it's weird to see a guy like Quillian Salkild be leveled at a fucking minus 450, and he comes in and acts like a minus 450. Really does roll over Yanel Ashmuz and doesn't give him any sort of breath. He just kind of rolls over him, hears what his corner has to say, continues to improve, and continues to impress. Quillian Salkild moves up to 9-1. Congratulations. I mean, the only loss in his career being the first fight of his mixed martial arts career. He's going to be insane. Especially at 155, dude, there's so much talent right now, and he's looking like the top of the heap. Next on the prelims, Ju Sang Yu versus Jekka Saragi. This is probably one of the most insane knockouts I've watched live and had the privilege of watching live. I thought Jekka was going to maybe have a little bit more explosivity, which he did. He was running at Ju quite quickly, but, Ju just backed up. Check left hook, very beautiful. Drops Jekka out cold. He went flat on his face, on his nose, probably broke his nose on the way down, and he gets a walk. Well, it wasn't really a walk-off. He went up with one follow-up shot. He really didn't need to, but gets his UFC debut with fucking flying colors. Looks absolutely insane. You can't really tell a whole lot about this debut, seeing as it only lasted 28 seconds. There wasn't a whole lot of stuff to analyze. I guess he held his hands up high, backed up, check left hook on the step-in. Beautiful. I mean, it was very beautiful. Takes him down in the first round. Congratulations and nice win bonus for Ju Sang Yu. Next on the prelims, Kong Wang versus Ariana Lipski da Silva. Realistically, it really felt like Kong Wang could have ended this at any moment in time. She just started kind of falling off late in the fight. Ariana's leg was absolutely torched. Her lead left leg was just shattered to bits. She was dropped, I think, 3 times with knockdowns with the leg kicks. Realistically, the third round should have been it. Kong really should have just worked the leg, forced her to switch stances on the other leg, and just ripped it apart. She unfortunately didn't do that. She does get a decision win, though, which I do believe was the prediction for the week. She had it, man. She really had it down pat. I really don't think she could have done it any better. She did get tagged a couple times, but I think she's just too game. Muay Thai fighters, like to get in the pocket, like to get hit. And, Ariane's a girl that she can bang, but I don't think she's putting Kong Wang out, especially a girl that took on Valentina Shevchenko level of power. Yeah, realistically not going to happen. Ariane moves down to 17-11. Probably should retire realistically. There isn't a whole lot more for her at 125. She's missing weight by 10 pounds. She's got to leave. She's got to get out of here. Kong Wang moves on and still looks better than ever. I'm still so impressed with her. She looks absolutely ridiculous. Next on the prelims, Andreas Gustafsson versus Chaos Williams. I truly felt like Chaos Williams by knockout was probably the best pick on the card. Andreas Gustafsson is a guy who doesn't watch tape. He's a guy who just kind of waltzes in. You can kind of see it when he fights. He just kind of learns as he goes. Always looks insane. You know what I mean? Like he's always looking absolutely ridiculous. And yet it worked. Chaos Williams comes in, doesn't really know how to establish the range, which is a little bit ridiculous to me, seeing as he has 4 inches. Couldn't get started with a 1-2. Couldn't get started with anything. Didn't start any extended combinations. Just kind of threw a 1 or a 2. Didn't throw any uppercuts. Didn't, shoot for a takedown. Just kind of defended takedowns the whole time. He really didn't do anything. Like, honestly, he didn't do anything. Andreas Gustafsson just kind of rolled over him. Versus Williams. Let's just see real quick. Let's see. Come on, show me. Show me there, big boy. I want to see the stats. Andreas Gustafsson. Bane. 98-39. Look at these strikes, dude. He landed 5 strikes in the third round. 5 strikes in the third round. Andreas Gustafsson beat the fuck out of Chaos Williams. Like, beat the living fuck out of this dude. He had nothing going for him. There was absolutely nothing that Chaos Williams did that was impressive enough to even win a fucking close round. Nothing. He looked like absolute shit. Andreas Gustafsson's real shit, man. He's the real deal. This guy, weighs in at 170, doesn't watch tape, waltzes in, walks forward, wins. I love it. Andreas Gustafsson is the next pick, no matter who he fights. No matter who he fights, I'm picking him. Next on the prelims, this is an absolute fucking robbery. Absolute robbery. Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Sergey Spivak. Absolute robbery. Spivak wins round 1 and 3. I don't know how the fuck you gave a 30-27 to Waldo Cortez Acosta. This guy is the most annoying fucking dude I've ever seen in the UFC. I absolutely hate this guy. I think he's pathetic. I think he's one of the worst fighters inside the heavyweight division. He has a nice 1-2. He has a quick right hand, and that's all he has going for him. There is no takedown defense. I guess because he's fat as shit, maybe. But there's no takedown defense. There's no striking defense. He, especially late in the fight, he looks like shit, man. He fell apart. He fell apart. He looked like ass. Looked terrible. Hands down. Getting wobbled by Sergey Spivak, who's fucking landing 1 shot every fucking 3 minutes. Jesus Christ. He got outstruck and outdamaged in the 3rd and 1st round. Well, maybe not outstruck, but outdamaged very clearly. Waldo Cortez Acosta looked like absolute ass. Sergey had his hands up the whole time, was blocking basically everything. And they still gave it to Waldo Cortez Acosta, I guess, for being more active on the feet. I don't really know. It wasn't close enough. I didn't really feel like it was close enough to give Waldo Cortez Acosta a fucking unanimous decision, but sure. He moves on to 14-1, and somehow Sergey Spivak is out of the rankings, and Waldo Cortez Acosta moves up. This is fucking ridiculous. This guy is one of the biggest jokes at heavyweight, and he's going to get stopped. I'm telling you right now, this guy's going to get absolutely, it's going to be like a joke. It's going to be a fucking meme. This guy's going to get bodied so bad, and he's going to just have a loss streak out of the UFC. Mark my fucking words. He is dog shit. Waldo Cortez Acosta, if he gets anywhere in the top 10, he's getting mauled. Give him Derek Lewis. Watch what happens. Watch what happens when he gets Derek Lewis. Night-night. Night-night. You're going night-night. I promise you that. I promise you that. Derek Lewis is fucking lighting him up. I don't give a shit. Next on the prelims, we had not the featured yet, but code to the feature. Azamat Murzakanov versus Brennison Ribeiro. This ended in the 1st round and is, exactly how I felt like it was going to end. Just murder. Realistically, murder. Ribeiro is too quick to not put your money on, but I also said Azamat Murzakanov is just an absolute fucking beast. This dude's just ridiculous. He's got so much power in his hand. Big red flag, though, at the end when Ribeiro basically I guess he verbally tapped or whatever it was. But if Ribeiro actually got up, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be real 100% honest right now. If Ribeiro got up, he was going to win that fight. Honestly, Azmat was gassed. Azmat didn't even celebrate after that fight. Bro had his hands on his hip and was breathing fucking heavy. He used everything he had for that finish. If he did not get that finish, if he did not throw those 3 extra punches when he got into fucking knee, like whatever it is, like he had like knee on the ground and he's punching him up. If he did not have him in that fucking striking position, and he had him in like half guard or something, Ribeiro would have survived that. And then you would have been given major fucking issues. Because Ribeiro on the feet in the second round, he doesn't really look like he gasses all too much. Realistically, he really doesn't. He looks like he's there to bang until he gets gassed, until he gets knocked out, basically. He'll run at you. And Azmat was gassed. So look for someone a little bit better than Brendan Ribeiro and a little bit better, you know, gas tank and recoverability to just kind of fucking maul Azmat. Because you need a guy with power like Brendan Ribeiro where you're scared to get into the pocket whatsoever, but you also need a guy who has recoverability like Robert Whittaker, you know? Like, he has to get up. He has to realistically get up, and if he doesn't get up, well, there's not a whole lot you can do. Azmat Mirzakhanov's just so fucking heavy, and he's just so brutalizing with his punches. Like, it's just, you're not moving anywhere, and you're not exactly going to go a whole lot farther if you get up. So you're going to need a little bit of recoverability. Unfortunately, it was not Brendan Ribeiro who could do it. And Azmat Mirzakhanov remains undefeated and moves on with his light heavyweight career. Now, next on the prelims, we have the featured prelim of the evening. If you guys did enjoy this so far, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you have not already. We have Joshua, the Fearless Van, versus Bruno Bulldog Silva. And this is exactly how I felt like it was going to go. Bruno Silva was going to get knocked out, and you could see it from the first round. Joshua Van's jab is something out of this world. His boxing is so slick. He has tree trunks for legs. He moves laterally. He looks good. He looks fucking good. Joshua Van truly looks like a world beater. He is truly the future of mixed martial arts, in my opinion. This guy is ridiculous. He is really the future. He has so much just to give. Perfect takedown defense. Doesn't give a shit. Gets jabbed. Gives you a 1-2-3 back. He gets hit once. Gives you 10 more back. Like, he just does not give a fuck. He will walk forward. He will do whatever he has to do to get through. He just does not give a shit. And I respect that so much from Joshua Van. He was an absolute savage on Saturday night. Wins the first round clear. Wins the second round clear. And just absolutely brutalizes Silva. Knocks him down multiple times. Comes out in the third round. And his corner tells him, you can get this finish. Let's push. And he pushed. He got it with 59 seconds left. He hit him with a really, really clean right hand. You could hear it crack. Silva started checking his nose like 3 seconds after, and he just kind of wilted. You could see him just immediately give up. Sat down on the bottom of the cage, and Van hit him a couple more times. Fight stopped, and wins an absolute flawless victory against Bruno Silva, who, again, he's not even bad. He's not. He's really not a bad fighter. It's just he doesn't do well against high-level competition. He's one of those mediocre guys who just hasn't exactly evolved his game enough to get to that championship level status. He will never get there. He's 35 years of age. There's just not enough time in your career to really realistically get there. And it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Joshua Van wins with a fucking absolute devastating knockout. Now, next on to start off the main card, Kevin Trailblazer Holland versus Vicente Luque. And now, I thought Holland was going to be able to knock out Vicente. I felt like Luque was one of those guys that was going to shoot in for a couple takedowns, maybe get a little bit pissed off, and just run at him and just get tagged. Kind of what happened. Kind of kept chasing the takedowns, and Vicente just kind of went into the long arms of Trailblazer, and Holland just locked up his arms, got a Darce, sat down on it, turned it into an anaconda, and just did not give a shit. He just sat there and just held Luque until he tapped. He was ripping on it pretty hard too. Luque was deep in that choke. Really did not want to tap. Really was trying to use all of his jiu-jitsu technique to get out of that shit. It was just not. It was not happening. Couldn't leverage a hip. Couldn't even get up. Couldn't do anything. He couldn't flip. He literally was just stuck. Kevin's so long and just is so extendable. Like, he's just so fucking insane. There's not a whole lot you can really do against him. He's one of those guys that's just, if you don't have like any full mixed martial arts, if you don't have like, you know, really, really good strikes with really good takedowns, you're not winning. Like, Luque is one of those guys that's just, he's better at the takedowns than he is with the strikes. You need to be good at both for to be able to enter in on Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland gets another performance of the night bonus on his record. Next on the main card, Mario Bautista versus Patchy Mix. Now, Patchy Mix looks like the biggest piece of dog shit I've ever seen in my life. And I'm dumb. I literally said Mario Bautista most likely going to win. I said Bellator is not a place where UFC champions are really born. They fight lower level opposition, and their level of opposition is nowhere near what the UFC is. Now, what did I do? I put money on Patchy Mix because I have fucking brain damage. That's what I have. I have literal brain damage. I told all of you to bet Mario Bautista. I picked all of you, or told all of you in the predictions, if you're betting, pick Mario Bautista. On the betting talk, I said pick Mario Bautista. What did I do? I bet Patchy Mix to win by submission or to win by decision. What does he do? He goes out there and loses 30-27. Doesn't throw one fucking takedown attempt. One in the third round in the first 10 seconds, gets shucked off so easily that my mother could have done it. And he goes out there and just looks like trash. He looks absolutely shit compared to what I've seen in Bellator. Looked nothing like it. Mario Bautista didn't even look like a world beater. He just looked like a guy that was throwing a 1-2 and was landing on Mix. Mix didn't move his fucking head. He was flat-footed, didn't move his head, wasn't on the balls of his feet, didn't throw kicks, didn't throw a whole lot of punches, didn't throw a takedown. He didn't look like a mixed martial arts fighter. He didn't. He looked like a guy that was there to be a punching bag for a night. Someone paid him off, or he's literally the biggest piece of dog shit that the UFC has ever hired. This is supposed to be one of those super influential guys that comes in and changes mixed martial arts. You know, the UFC's getting a little bit dead. Oh, now you get Patchy Mix, former Bellator contender and champion, and you're like, oh shit. Okay, we have some stuff going. No, Mario Bautista beats him in 3 rounds. Like, what the fuck, Patchy? You're not fighting a 5-rounder, bro. Extend. Explode. What are we doing? You're just standing there getting punched in the face by a guy who fucking robbed Aldo. What are you doing? Trevin Jones knocked this guy out cold. Seriously, what are we doing? Absolutely fucking pathetic. Terrible display of mixed martial arts and respect by Patchy Mix. Gets the opportunity, fucking butchers it, and Mario Bautista wins another victory that, fuck, I really don't want him to. God damn it. Next on the main card, Joe Pyfer versus Calvin Gastelum. Now, Gastelum has a chin of God. Out of all the fat fucking overweight fighters, this guy's clearly the king. His overweightness just gives him a chin from Christ. Just doesn't give a shit. Eats everything. Eats literally everything. Doesn't give a fuck. I can't believe what I watched, really. I really, truly cannot believe what I watched. Calvin Gastelum got knocked down twice in the first round. Pyfer looked like he wanted to end it, and then proceeds to not end it whatsoever. Goes into rounds 2 and 3 and just is like, I'm going to load up my right hand and hopefully hit you. And Calvin's like, ooh, you're loading up your right hand. I'm going to move to my left. I'm going to go away from that. Or I move to my right. I'm going to move away from that. Let me just get away from that power side real quick. Like, what the fuck, man? Pyfer, throw a 1-2-3, bro. Extended combination. What are we doing here? I don't know why we're throwing a 1 and a 1-2, and the 2 has just got so much fucking power on it, it comes next year. You need to, like, calm it down a little bit, bro. You need to throw a little bit better. I don't know why we have a reach advantage, and we're not just popping Calvin with good, clean jabs till his nose is busted up, and he's against the cage, not able to move anymore because his fucking breath is out of him. This dude's overweight, and he probably has shit cardio when it comes down to it if he has his nose busted up. Bust up his face. Stop just looking for a right hand that's not coming. This guy's moving out of the way consistently. You tried for it in the first round. You looked like dog shit in the second round. You didn't even throw kicks anymore in the second or third round. You fucking gave up. Pathetic from Pyfer, bro. He didn't throw anything. Looked like dog shit. And this guy says he wants to be a contender. This guy says he wants the next of the heap. Fuck, man. You're going to need to fight a little bit better. You fuck Calvin Gastelum and you can do shit, man. You dropped him twice. Put him out. You have next level power. You have the level of power that guys have been talking about for fucking years at 185. And yet you still look like absolute dog shit to a guy who's mediocre like Calvin Gastelum, who gets a win over Daniel Rodriguez and a fucking win over Chris Curtis. Get out of here, bro. Next for the co-main event of the evening, Kayla Harrison took on Juliana Pena for the Bantamweight Championship of the world. Kayla Harrison looked like a fucking world beater. She got punched a couple of times by Pena. That's it. The takedowns were there. Clinch was there. Submissions were there. We get to round 2. There is no need to worry. She gets her down early, and she starts working that arm. Ooh, it's coming. She just starts working that arm triangle. Ooh, it's coming. And then she gets that fucking crucifix, or what? Not crucifix. Kimura. Oh, she wrapped that shit up, and the clappers went, and I was like, oh, Pena's gonna tap, and she turns her whole fucking dude. She turned her literal whole arm over. Her whole arm went over. Her whole arm went fucking over, dude. And she popped that shit. It looked like didn't because she tapped most likely, but she tapped. Kayla Harrison gets a win by Kimura to win the UFC Bantamweight Championship of the world. She invites Amanda Nunes on stage and allows her to just get a little face-off going, say some words. And we get told that is the next fight to have. That is the fight. Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes for the greatest women's mixed martial artist of all time. Kayla Harrison has just beaten everyone. She has rolled through the UFC quite easily. People said she looked like shit against Aspen Ladd. She looked like dog shit. Well, you know what? Maybe she did. Maybe she had an off night. People can have off nights, okay? She lost to Larissa Pacheco, and Pacheco's dog shit. In my opinion, she looks like fucking shit. Chris Cyborg beat the fuck out of that girl. Juliana Pena, man. Listen, when a girl comes with striking, she's going to be able to beat up Kayla Harrison. Harrison's going to lose to Amanda Nunes, but it is a good win for the division right now. It kicks Juliana Pena out of the mix. She does not need to fight for a fucking rematch after a dominating win like that. She's clearly moved down the line. We don't need her. She's realistically a can. I don't know how anyone ever thought that she was good, but I guess you can believe it if you want to believe it. I never believed it. I always thought she was shit. Stands to believe that she is shit. She still has a fluke win over Amanda Nunes. Good for you. She has a win over, what, Carla Esparza or something? No, Jermaine Durandamy. Oh, no. No, these are losses. Sorry. Where is it? She didn't even get that. Dude, she has just dog shit wins. Sarah McMahon and Nika Moneta. Okay, whatever. Juliana Pena is terrible. Thank God Kayla Harrison is the new champ of the world. Let's fucking go. Next, we have the main event of the evening. Again, if you guys have enjoyed this so far, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you have not already. I do these every single week. I do the predictions and breakdowns. I do the betting talk on Thursdays. It's a little podcast with bets. And we got, like, Saturday live stream. Not too bad. All right, we got the main event of the evening. Merab Dvalishvili versus Sugar Sean O'Malley, which was the second bout against him. And Merab, he looked pretty good inside the first round. Sean didn't look too bad. Really good takedown defense. Merab smiles at him at the end of the round. I think he's acknowledging the improvements Sugar Sean has made, but I think Merab knew it was over. Comes into the second round. Sean looks like he's getting in flow state, landing really nice, starting to do, you know, the little fake outs. He's doing a little fake out one, little fake out 1-2. You know, he's doing some fucking nice shit. A little bit more takedown attempts from Merab, but he shucks him off. It really felt like Sugar might have won that round, might have won round 2. Okay, we move into the third round. And it's almost like the Habib-McGregor fight, like he took a round off. Because you go into that third round and he fucking mauls him to the ground. And Sugar tries to get up and he mauls him to the ground. And Sugar tries to get up and he mauls him to the ground. There's not a fucking thing Sugar could have done. Sugar, I mean, the commentary saying, you know, you don't have to worry about Merab's submission threat. He doesn't have submissions. You just got to move. You just got to try and get up. What does Sean try to do? He tries to roll. Okay, well, he tries to get up. Okay, as soon as he tries to get up, Merab jumps on that fucking neck. And he snatches up a north-south choke like that. And everyone's saying that Merab has no submission, you know, threat. Doesn't have anything. Number one, looked better in the striking than he's ever looked. Number two, looked better in the submission game than he's ever looked. Number three, his takedowns looked cleaner. Looked like they were easier for him to get. Didn't look like they were as labored. Didn't look like he had to just rush his cardio on there. Looked a little bit more technical. Number four, Sugar Sean O'Malley's dog shit. I'm being honest. He has no takedown defense. He just doesn't. He worked on it for a year. Stopped smoking weed. Took off social media. Changed everything about his life. And this motherfucker still doesn't do shit. Still doesn't do shit. Loses. Clear. Loses. Bad. Whatever. It is what it is. I wish Sean would be able to output a little bit more. I wish the takedown defense was such a threat. I wish the front kicks were there. I wish something was there to give Merab a question. There was no question about this fight. There was no questions that Merab didn't have answered. Realistically, Sugar was just throwing shit and hoping that he landed. He was hoping to land that one shot. It didn't happen, and he just couldn't get it done. Merab Dvalishvili remains the bantamweight champion of the world and is hoping to take on Corey Sandhagen next at the weight class. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you have not already. This was the prediction, or excuse me, the recap and breakdown of UFC 316. Merab Dvalishvili versus Sugar Sean O'Malley 2. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. I'll see you guys all later for the next video. Have a good night. Peace.